welcome to this course on systematic reviews and meta-analysis. My name is Ayoub Aitlahsni, and as a disclaimer, I'm no senior researcher, no expert, and certainly not a professor. So regard this or consider this course as a tutorial lesson and as a start for your research journey. So over the next 9 episodes, we will go from having a zero experience in secondary analysis to being able to plan, run, and inshallah publish your own article. But before we dive into any detail, I need to show you in this episode why the whole thing exists. Okay, and I need you to know I identify the problem, and then the method will be easier and it will make so much sense. So imagine you are a doctor and a patient walks in and asks you, should I take this treatment? It's a treatment X. And you don't know the answer. So what would you do? As any clinician, you will go to the evidence, maybe PubMed, maybe any other database. You open PubMed and you find a study. Let's call it study A. The results look promising, and treatment X significantly improves survival. P-value is great. You're very confident. Okay? And you keep reading, and then you come across study B. Completely contradictory results. No effect shown and no significant benefit. So now, which one would you believe? Because whichever one you pick, the other will be still sitting there and saying you are wrong. So I think that you are slowly understanding the problem here. And actually, this situation is not rare at all. Conflicting studies are the default, not the exception. So you might have 10 studies on a single drug, and each study pointing at a different direction. And for decades, doctors are just picking one, or worse than that, some doctors are just applying whatever the last expert said. And this is not science, this is just guessing with citations. So here is the intuition. Imagine you step into a bathroom scale, the mizan, and it says 92 kilos. Do you believe it? Or let's go with another option. Let's say, for example, you made you say, for example, that the scale might be broken. Maybe the floor is uneven. So you can't really tell from one reading, can you? What about stepping on 10 different scales, and then you take the average, and that number is certainly much more trustworthy than a single reading. So this is the core idea behind everything we're going to learn, inshallah, in this course. Now that you understand the basics about the secondary analysis, we'll go back into time to 1972. There was a British doctor named Archie Cochrane, and he noticed the same thing. He would spend his career watching medicine make confident decisions, but on weak background, based on single studies or just expert opinion. And he wrote a book called Effectiveness and Efficiency. And he wrote one sentence that would actually change how medicine works. So his famous quote, "It is surely a great criticism of our profession that we have not organized a critical summary of all relevant randomized controlled trials. So the problem is that nobody has organized it. Nobody has pulled it all together, evaluated, and given doctors a clean answer. So Cochrane was saying the raw material is sitting there, we just haven't built the thing. So people built it. They built it with two parts. The first part is systematic review, and the second, yeah, you guessed it, meta-analysis. So systematic review is, think of it as a very disciplined librarian, and it goes out, finds every single relevant study on a specific question, checks the quality of each one, and summarizes it all together. And the second part, which is meta-analysis, think of it as a calculator that sits on top of the librarian's work. If the studies are similar enough, it takes the numbers from all of them and combines them into one pooled result. Okay? Systematic review هو الشخص اللي كيجلس في المكتبة وكيقلب على كاع الأبحاث العلمية اللي كيكون عندهم نفس السؤال ونفس الجواب، ماشي نفس الجواب ولكن كيكون عندهم كيجاوبوا على نفس السؤال. كنا قرينا في الكورس اللي قبل على بايكو، دونك كيكون عندهم تقريبا نفس البايكو، كيكونوا كيجاوبوا عليه بنفس الطريقة تقريبا. والميتا اناليسيس نعتبروها بحال شي آلة حاسبة. دوك الأبحاث العلمية اللي كيكونوا كاملين كيجاوبوا على نفس السؤال، يقدر يكون عندهم نفس الطريقة ديال الحساب ديال البحث العلمي. مثلا كنتو قريتو الأودز ريشيو ولا الريسك ريشيو ولا غير كرود داتا. مثلا شحال من واحد مات في 28 يوم إلا كان عنده هاد المرض هذا وخدا هاد الدواء هذا، بالمقارنة مع دراسة أخرى. وإلا كانوا الطريقة ديال الحساب سلسة وممكن أنها تدار عليها ميتا أناليسيس كتدار. دونك سيستماتيك ريفيو هو كنجمعوا الأبحاث العلمية وكنشوفوا الجواب ديالهم، والميتا أناليسيس كنحسبوا باش يكون عندنا واحد النتيجة محددة. بحال كنتي غنجمعوا كاع الأودز ريشيو ديال كاع هادو وكيعطيونا واحد الأودز ريشيو واحد، ولكن ما غاديش يكون زعما غير غادي نجمعوا نقسموا على عدد الأبحاث. داكشي يكون أكثر عمقا وغادي يكون أكثر واقعية وقابل للتطبيق في clinical world. So shall we move on to so this is why systematic reviews and meta-analysis sit on top on the evidence pyramid. You understand that it's not that systematic reviews and meta-analyses are fancy. It's that they gather all the strong evidence and they are the most complete. Okay? So this is what we'll build together, inshallah. We'll not going to talk in theory. We're going to build real systematic review together. A published one I worked on with a team, comparing off-pump and on-pump coronary artery bypass grafting in diabetic patients. By the end of episode 9, you will have walked through every step, the question, the research, the screening, the analysis, the writing, inshallah. And let's be honest, I want to have a pact with you guys. I don't want you to just watch this and go back to and say, yeah, it was a good course. I want you to get involved. We have all the necessary equipment to guide you to be productive. That's the end goal that because I'm وقيلا خصني ندوي بالدارجة في هذه، ولكن فريمون كتشدني الغيرة على لي زيتيديون دو ميديسين في المغرب. ملي كنمشيو مثلا الأردن، مصر، بزاف ديال الدول اللي بحالهم بحالنا تقريبا في الريسورسز، كتلقى لي étudiants en médecine they publish أكثر ناس كيببليشيو في the country هما medical students وسورتو هاد secondary analysis حيتاش بزاف ديال experts professors and decision makers كيبغيو بحال قلتو كتسهل عليهم القضيه اللي كيجاوب ليهم اللي كيدير لهم هاد secondary analysis اللي هي لي ميتا اناليز ولي ريفيو سيستيماتيك كيسهلوا عليهم القضيه باش انهم يقادوا الجايدلاينز ويكتبوا recommendations. Yeah, so I think one slide. Yeah. So before the next episode, I want you guys to go to PubMed, for example, and find me 2 studies that reach different conclusions. Maybe you can screenshot both and sit with them for a minute, and you will reproduce what Archie Cochrane exactly felt in 1972. Okay? And in the next episode, inshallah, we will learn the very first step of fixing it, which is asking the right question. Okay? See you there.